Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome all of you to our seminar, Thai Indonesian Vietnamese Business Networking for Thai SME in the regions, the new channel in the COVID-19 era and beyond the next normal. My name is Papasorn Mutichai Thawan. It's my delight to be MC for today. This seminar is co-organized by Investment Ecosystem Division Thailand Board of Investment. Our event for today will surely give us a lot of useful information and insights from our distinguished speaker so that you are updated about the major support for Thai SME, as well as challenge and opportunity in the world market, including the parts of BOI Jakarta and BOI Hanoi. And also organizations representative from both countries will also share useful experience and ideas for SME to use in their operations. Without further ado, let me begin by inviting Mr. Chanin Thawjan, Deputy Secretary General and Head of ASEAN Days Thailand Board of Investment, to deliver his opening remarks. Please welcome.
Honorable Speaker, distinguished guests, colleagues from BOI Regional Office, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my great pleasure to welcome all of you today to this webinar. The event has been co-organized by the BOI Investment Ecosystem and BOI Regional Investment and Economic Center and BOI Office in Jakarta and Hanoi. The objective of this webinar to create the new business channel for Thai businessmen and SME in the region together with the Indonesian and Vietnamese representatives from public and private sector. So today you will get the channel useful information on how to collaborate between the businessmen in the region, I mean from Thailand and Indonesia and Vietnam. For our country, the backbone of the engine of economic growth always come from SME. So SME is very important for our country. But SME is small activity in the business sector. Just only SME themselves could not compete in the world market. So the collaboration between SME in the country and also in the regional area will be the better competitiveness. So BOI as the agency who promote investment for both in Thailand and to promote investment to go to investment in ASEAN country. We would like to see the collaboration between SME among ASEAN countries to compete in the world market. ASEAN country already the member of ASEAN country already become AEC, ASEAN Economic Community for a long time. So I think with under AEC, the ASEAN SME could collaborate together to get the strong power. And especially right now, after the COVID-19 pandemic, that affect a lot to the business sector, especially SME, which are the most important in Thailand and also in Indonesia and Vietnam. So Thai government emphasize on how to support the SME to be the real backbone of the engine of the economic growth. And we try to organize many activities to support the SME and also have some incentive to support SME in Thailand to growing up and do collaboration with other ASEAN countries. Today, I think the seminar will provide you a lot of information that will be useful for you to do business in both in Thailand and in Vietnam and Indonesia, and to know how we can find a way to collaborate between among ASEAN countries. ASEAN country already signed in the RCEP program in 2020, and this will create a lot of opportunity for the ASEAN country. And from this event, I think you will get more information to do something more for your business. Now, before I will end my remark, I would like to extend my appreciation to distinguished speaker, Mr. Vittawat Tamsam from the Office of Small and Medium Enterprise Promotion, Mr. Anushit from Exim Bank of Thailand, Mr. Chawalit, the Federal of Thai SME, and Director of BOI Regional Office, and also the Director of BOI in Jakarta and Hanoi. And especially, I would like to thank to the representative from the Enterprise Development Agency, Ministry of Planning and Investment of Vietnam, and also Mr. Msme, Chairman of Thailand Relation Committee at the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Kadin in this joining to join our forum today. So I would like to close my remark now. I wish that all of you will get the fruitful result from this seminar today and wish to see the synergy of the ASEAN SME for our stronger in the future. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chanin, for your meeting speech. First of all, let me inform you about the program today. We will begin after afternoon session with presentations on measures for driving Thai SME beyond the news and next normal by Mr. Vittawat Lamsam, Director of International Cooperation Department, the Office of SME Promotion, and next, Mr. Anushit Vittaya Burananon, First Vice President, External Relations and International Office Department of the Export and Import Bank of Thailand, to present us the financial scheme to promote Thai SME. And next sessions will be a panel discussions on best networking for SME in the regions, the new channel in the COVID-19 era and beyond the next normal. For this part, we will begin Dr. Chawalit Phakpianthakon, Chairman of the Board of MSME Export and Investment Promotion, to present about the introduction, roles, responsibility, and member of Federations of Thai SME. And then the topic is law to support and introduction SME in the region by Investment Ecosystem Division. So this part, let me introduce Ms. Thanyapon Sisang, Director of BOI Nakhon Ratchasima, Mr. Nantawut Aksornkeo, Acting Director of BOI Chonburi, Mr. Ponnathorn Wongprom, Director of BOI Songkhla, and Ms. Nongyao Gorkanruat, Ms. Director of BOI Pisanulong. And last, it will be a panel discussions on secret of success to create business link for Thai SME and beyond the next normal. It's my great pleasure to introduce Ms. Napat Thappan, Director of BOI Jakarta, and Mr. Mas Piono, Chairman of the Thailand Relations Committee at the Indonesian. And another part from Vietnam. Let me introduce Mr. Achasit Soithong, Director of BOI Hanoi, and Ms. Bui Thu Thi, Deputy Director General Enterprise Development Agency, Ministry of Planning and Investment of Vietnam. For this session, let me invite the executive moderator by Ms. Wanipa Pipop Chayasit, the Director of Regional Coordinations and Investment Ecosystem. Please welcome.
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for this distinguished speaker. So first of all, I would like to invite the first speaker for OSMEP, as Ms. Patson already mentioned. Please welcome the Director, Mr. Vittawat Lamsam, for the measure for driving Thai SME beyond the new and the next normal. Please welcome.
Thank you, Kun Wanipa, and also the BOI for inviting Msme, Office of SME Promotion, to speak in this forum. And also good afternoon, everyone from Thailand, Indonesia, and Vietnam. First of all, I would like to share the screen with the PowerPoint I prepared to lead you into the macro picture of SME in Thailand. Sorry. The screen is shown?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Topic for today is measure for driving Thai SME beyond the new and next normal for the Thai SME. As you know, the first of all for this presentation, I would like to pay a view to the whole structure of the Thai SME, MSME actually in Thailand. As you can see from the bottom left of this presentation, the first page of this presentation, you will see the new definition for the MSME. We started using this since 2019 as we start to have the official definition for the micro enterprise. Okay, so the micro is for the employment is not more than 5 people, small is 6 to 50, and medium is 51 to 200. And either or, if you have the revenue, not the fixed asset as before. So now we change it to the revenue or turnover for each enterprise, 1.8 million baht per year, and for micro, and 1.8 million baht to 100 million baht for small, and 100 million baht to 500 million baht for medium. And the trade is different. So in terms of employment and the revenue is quite a bit different. But this is a new definition for MSME in Thailand. So to see this is the year 2021 in quarter 1 and second quarter. We show you number of MSME and MSME employment. The micro you see is 2.6 million or 84.6% of the number of the whole MSME in Thailand. The whole MSME in Thailand is 3.7 million and is employed 12.9 employees in that enterprise. So you see it's quite very effective to the economic in Thailand. When you see the number of MSME by sector, this is the number by sector. Trade is the most important. Its majority is 1.2, almost 1.3 million. And the second one is services, 1.269, almost the same number. But when you see the employment of the sector, the service is the most important thing because it employs 5.6, almost 5.7 million employee in that business, and the trade is the second one, 4.2 or 4.3 million employee, followed by the manufacturing and agriculture. This is how important of MSME in Thailand. But when you see the Thai SME profile, the structure of Thai GDP in the year 2020, 1 year ago, and we start to have the effect from the COVID-19 in the beginning of 2020. As you see, the amount of MSME is a lot, and the employment of the MSME also a lot. But in terms of GDP, the MSME still contribute to the total GDP for the national is only 34.2%. But when you see the LE, the large enterprise, is 65.8% of the GDP of the country. And when you see the GDP on the bottom left here, you can see this. It is the service sector. The GDP from the MSME from service sector is almost 6 trillion baht, which is five priority for the MSME in services, followed by the manufacturing and the trade, both retail and wholesales. When you see the almost 6 trillion MSME, micro and small and medium, this percentage will affected by the COVID-19 a lot for the service sector. As you can see, the importance of the service sector in Thailand and the manufacturing sector in Thailand also for the MSMEs. And this, you can see only 34.2 of MSME that can generate the GDP for the country. So this is not quite a good number yet. We targeting within the 5 years supposed to go to 50% as the developed country else. Next slide. So as I preview that, okay, how important is the service sector and how big amount of this, the micro and small in the service sector in Thailand, and also it's the first sector that was hit by the COVID-19 since 2020. Basically, when you see this, it is a national GDP, both value and the GDP percent for the national. So you go to the right side, this is the most affected, minus 13.9% and minus 9.2% in both service and manufacturing. So that's the whole picture for the structure of MSME in Thailand and what happened when we start to have the COVID-19 in 2020. So what COVID-19 outbreak impact on the MSME, especially in Thailand? We conclude 6 points that most affected to the MSME in Thailand. The first one is you cannot operate the business during that close down, the lockdown measure from the government, and the sales income revenue decrease, lack of alternative sales and marketing channel. That's the third one, and also no experience with the new digital and technology. That means it's hard for MSME to transfer themselves or transform themselves to the new kind of market and world of economy. And the fifth one is lack of financial liquidity because of they have basically most of them cannot deal with the loss of paper and the commercial, how to pass the proof from the commercial bank, and also the collateral that commercial banks still needed in the priority to give the loan for the MSME. So the informal sector also not eligible for accessing the bank or financial institution because they are not the official business, for example. And also, let's see, I would say most of the measure that come to support the MSME during the COVID-19, I would say the financial measure would be something that can support in terms of inclusive amount of the MSME in the country. So the first of the measure that come out from the government at that time, the beginning of the first quarter of 2020, around March, is financial support. Three things. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Three things I mentioned is how to help them run their business, help them help their business to operate, still keep operating. And the second one is stimulate the consumption of the people in Thailand to keep paying or keep run the atmosphere of the economy. The third one, if you cannot do the business, you cannot operate the business, we still have to support the workforce or the employee, even the household expense from the government. So with this support, we have done this in the first phase since March 2020, and the second one is a second wave in 2020 also, and the third phase is in 2021, which is this year. So you can see all of these measures, majority is a financial support, either the soft loan, recovery loan, asset warehousing, which is targeting basically on restaurant, accommodation business, hotels, and tourism agent. Also, the smart factoring, digital factoring, this is something we are looking for support in terms of long term for the SME to have a chance to get quicker money instead of waiting for the credit term like 60 or 90 days with the big enterprise, whatever they do business with the big enterprise, then they get the invoice from the big business. They have to wait for at least 40 days, 60 days, even 90 days. So this factoring is come to help flow of the SME to make them get the money quicker with the cooperation with the commercial banks, Bank of Thailand, and also Msme also be part of this in terms of putting all the data in terms of central data for commercial bank to prove the invoice that it is the real, not the fake one, and it's not the repeat invoice to use with the commercial bank. Also, the next one is the digital personal loan payment holiday, and in-Jai loan for food and beverage business, special loan for hotel business, and also the restaurant business. That's for the financial support measure that we have for the business. This is not everything that the government support for Thai SME, but it's some major measure that we raised it to show you at this time. And the second part is still stimulate the consumption of the Thai economy. You might heard about the คนละครึ่ง or 50-50 the co-payment scheme from Thai government. This including the small business in Thailand, a lot of them in the small business in Thailand, including through this project program, คนละครึ่ง or 50-50. I would say many store about 1.13 store taking in central region, northeast, south, even the north part, everywhere in Thailand. We support this store. You have to register with the government, and also the people who want to spend, they have to register to the government to use this. So that means you can pay only half of the price for the products and service from the store around the country. And the financial relief scheme and the financial aid for holders of the government welfare cards, this would affect about 14 million people. This is the people who hold the government welfare cards, is like the low-income people who can inject the government inject the money into these people who hold these government welfare cards. Also, there's a measure from the Ministry of Labor. We love each other with the program for Sector 33, which is the employee who work with the company or work with the SMEs. We have the money to support the employee, the compensation program for even Section 39 or 40, who more like a freelance or someone who try to get it insured by themselves. This is also the big the widespread of the support for employee in both in the company or even not for freelance. For the next part, to support the workforce and employee, we have the compensation in case of unemployed due to the force majeure in case of COVID-19. Even the household, we have the electricity bills reduction and water bills reduction for the household. And even now, we still have this going on for every household in Thailand. So that is the conclusion of the measure within the phase 3 from the government of Thailand, Bank of Thailand, even the Ministry of Finance, who is the major part of government, Thai government, have come up with this measure, and also Msme is one of the government bodies who raised the problem and kind of supposed to be appropriate measure from another country within ASEAN or the developed country who also affected by the COVID-19 since 2020. So we take the measure and the good example from them and propose to the government, okay, we should have this and that. So this is the outcome of the measure that comes since the last year, and this is the phase 3 in this year. Okay, so as you can see, the measure from the government, why we have the financial measure at the first one, because it's to relieve how to keep your own business running, and also it's the widespread of the amount of the MSME that can get this, even the people who get the impact from the COVID-19, try to make it quick, and we try to make it include everything in terms of inclusive for both MSME or consumer in Thailand. So above that, so we have to look above that, not only the short term with support of the financial, but what have the MSMEs has to transform themselves after the COVID-19 for the next step. I think you already have this idea from BOI. I think with the S-curve, this is something that we talk about. Thailand talk about this since 2016. What we have good at in terms of in terms of the sectors in Thailand, and also what should be the next step for the sector in Thailand, also with the existing S-curve and also the next S-curve. So we still supporting this kind of S-curve in the plan of Thai government. As you can see, the smart vehicle and tourism, smart agriculture, biotechnology, smart eco, electronic, medical hub, aviation, logistics, robotics, biofuels, and digital and food processing. This is all the S-curve, both existing S-curve and next S-curve that we focus on to promote the MSME in Thailand, especially in the EEC area. Now we have the plan, okay, to not invite, but to attract lots of foreign investor to be in the EEC area and go work together with the Thai SME or the Thai suppliers or the Thai business in that area to work on this sector together. Okay. So when you see this is the what Office of SME think next step for the S-curve, as I mentioned in the last slide. For the MSME, it's not every S-curve that we can work and support. We have to target some S-curve, and some S-curve together become something else also, like tourism and health is become the wellness tourism. Machinery and health is become the medical device. Agriculture, tourism, and health is become like health, herb, medicine, and cosmetic sector. And also all these sector together is become the BCG, which is the next main policy for Thai government in the next plan of the economic and social plan for Thailand, and creative business. Also, logistic and tourism is a shopping hub. Tourism, logistic, and the machinery is become the aviation. So these integrated sector here, we look at that we look at Office of SME Promotion look at is something that MSME in Thailand can be developed or can be transferred from okay machinery can be a medical device in the time after the COVID-19, for example, or even you in the health sector, you can transform yourself into the medical device, or even health to the wellness tourism to the wellness tourism. This is the idea of the Office of SME Promotion, and we put this into the next SME promotion plan. This is the fifth master plan from 2022 to 2026 5-year plan. And in this master plan for SME promotion, we'll lay the path of the promotion plan for MSME, and it will affect many part of the government bodies. For example, the BI also be part of this fifth master plan also. Not only BI, but the Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Commerce, and also the department under those ministry have to take this plan to come up with a measure or come up with the program to support MSME. As I told you in the first part of this presentation, the government, after the COVID-19, government come up with the financial, but after the financial measure, we have to keep looking for the long-term support for MSMEs. And these are the 5 Ds that we look at to put it in the major, to be the major topic in terms of our fifth master plan for MSME support or MSME promotion plan starting next year. And these 5 Ds: debt accumulation, digitalization, digital transformation, degradation of environment, deglobalization, and divided. This is the I try to point out in this slide. It is a solution and alternative financing solution, and what is that? The things that we try to keep them in terms of the program under this idea. A solution for this digitalization, digital transformation, it's a technology adaptation. Digital service platform has to come up. Digital workers has to be more in terms of amount of digital workers in Thai business. This is all these 5 Ds. I just give you just an idea for the next master plan for SME promotion. But the competitiveness that Msme have to look for SME itself. What we have working on right now is about the SME scoring and self-assessment database integration. This is something that we think we have to be someone to do this duty for all the government bodies, and also the BDS Business Development Service in terms of voucher. In the past, most of the government body they come up with the top-down program. So now we look at the what's going to be changed in the new world. Many skill, many talent that has to be learned, that have to be changed for the MSME. So it's a development service supposed to be like a bottom up. So if you can match the skill you need to develop or the standard you need to develop, for example, you find someone to help and give the voucher in terms of like 50-50 in for the expense for the MSME, and also the scale up a startup hub. We also looking for that, and mentor scheme. What we also looking for that for the next SME promotion plan, and also for the inclusiveness that we still have to keep the importance of this. We have to raise all the level of MSME for the whole country to in the better standard. So how to do that? It has to formalize them. As you see the financial measure in the first slide, in the first part of this slide, why the Thai government has to register of the business and of the consumer of both demand and supply side, because we want of this information to be formalized. So when it's formalized, it's not about the tax payment, or we try to hunt them for the tax, but it's better and quicker, and it's easier for us, the Thai government, to follow up what the pain point for the Thai SME at that time. It's better to have a database in terms of centralize all these database together in the big amount, so we can help them quick, help them in the right point that they need the support. That's the idea of the both inclusive formalization and the portfolio approach. Also, Msme also do the another program, which is the Thai SME GP, which is the government procurement. Since the first impact of COVID-19, many some of the engine import export or even the domestic consumption is not quite working well. So I think the budget from the government is supposed to be one engine that can support MSME in the country. So we give the handicap to MSMEs starting last year and start officially this year to give handicap to the MSME to bid on the government project or government expense with the 10% higher price than large enterprise. And we focus government body in the provinces to select the MSME in the provinces first. That's, for example, and each government agency had to set aside the amount of budget to hire the MSME, not less than 30%. That's the idea of the government procurement, Thai SME government procurement. And the role of Msme is to register all this product, service, and the companies, MSME company, into this platform. So it's easier to government to come to the platform and shopping the product and service, or even they find this product or find these services that they need to do in that fiscal year. They can come to this website, thaismegp.com, and select the MSME that they think that they want to be part of this procurement in this government body. So, how should MSME adapt in the new normal era? This is just the conclusion that we think is quite normal, and I think in the world, new world after the COVID, we have to thinking ahead, consider resource allocation options, digital transformation, modify, enhance, follow the market trends, build alliance with other MSME. This is, I think, it's ordinary topic that most of the MSME, not only Thailand but everywhere in the world, has to keep in mind. After COVID, we have to change. We have to look at the new landscape of the market, new landscape of the supplier, new landscape of the consumption in terms of the market. So, but what we focus on is number 3, is how to transform them in terms of digitalized MSMEs as much as we can. So this is the 3 step that we keep it in the long term for the number 3, digital transformation. This is 3 level that the majority of MSME is the number 1. So it's a basic digital tool. They can use the internet usage, they have a web presence, computer usage, info communication security. There's already, most of them have that and know how to use that. But in the next step, we have to put more in terms of digital platform tools, in terms of e-payment, e-commerce, software as a service, for them to raise the level of digital transformation for MSME in Thailand. And the 3rd level is advanced digital tool in terms of IoT, data analytics, and even the AI for develop the Thai SME to the next level or the next normal era. For the conclusion, I would say this is the opportunity for Thailand, Indonesia, and Vietnam. And I will show you the number of this. This is the Thai SME from 5 years conclusion. You see, this is the number of Thai MSME. The blue one is the GDP of MSMEs. The gray one is GDP of national GDP for this. This is the first start of the COVID-19, and it go down very sharp in the second quarter up to 2020. And after the measure is gradually step up, like from -12 country become the -6.4 and -4.2 gradually. But the MSME, you see this is the very worst impact for the MSME in the second quarter of 2020, almost 20, -17.1%. But after the measure, it's still climbing up sharply also to -9.2 and -7.1. And this quarter of this year is still minus, but is less than we expected. And this is second quarter, it's become plus for 12.5 and 7.5 for MSMEs. This is what happened after the measure of Thai government, and also the number of the market for Thai MSME, both picture for import and export. You can see Vietnam and Indonesia for the import. For MSME, this is especially for MSME, not the large enterprise. From the information we get from Msme, Vietnam is number 7 and Indonesia is number 8 for import. And export, we export to Vietnam as number 5, number 5th country. 5th ranking is Vietnam, and the 8th is still Indonesia, both export and import. What we import from Indonesia, the first 3 is edible fruit and nuts, iron and steel, and paper and paperboard. It's the first 3 that we import from Indonesia. And what we export to Indonesia is sugar and sugar confectionery, nuclear reactor, boiler, and plastic and artificial. That's the export for and in Vietnam. The first 3 sector is electrical, nuclear reactor, miscellaneous chemical products, and to export to Vietnam for the SME is also electrical machinery, sugar and sugar confectionery, and large animal. You can see as the in ASEAN, we cannot be individually stand alone for the MSME. As you can see in the Vietnam, for example, the first sector is electrical machinery, import and export. So it's like we work together as Thailand produce something, export something to Vietnam. Vietnam produce something, export to Thailand. And both countries do the final product. Both sides of the country, we can do the final products from the MSME. We have the capability to do that. Also, the Indonesia, we also has the same thing. We export and import something that both countries can do the final product and export to the third market, third country destination. That's something that we aim in terms of ASEAN whole picture, that we can work together like this in MSMEs. So we cannot be competitor to each other, but we can be the cooperator in terms of producing and servicing. In each country, we can do that, and the third market destination can be something that receive our final product. This is the idea of the ASEAN as a whole. So I would end the presentation from myself. Only this just show you the whole picture of the macro support measure from the Thai government. And thank you again for BOI and all the participants for this forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Witawat Lamsam from Osmet. Before you leaving, even though we haven't make a preparation for the question beforehand, but in your PowerPoint that have a lot of useful information. But lastly, for the relationship or opportunity between Thai SME and also the Vietnam, Indonesia. In your PowerPoint, you already mentioned, but for the role of Osmet, do you have any connection or have we signed anything else already or not for these two countries, Thai, SME, and Indonesia and Vietnam? Any comments on that, sir? Director, please turn on the mic, please.
Okay.
Sorry that I didn't ask before.
Basically, OSMEP work, for example, like Deputy Director Bùi Tùy Tùy from the Ministry of Planning from Vietnam, and also the Indonesia. We work together with the Ministry of Industry in Indonesia. For example, we have the one forum under ASEAN called SME, ASEAN Coordinating Committee for MSME. And in this November will be the next meeting that we have to meet again for the all the government body who support MSME in each country in ASEAN, and not only 10 countries, but we also got the support from developed countries like Korea, China, Japan, Canada, which is now try to be the bigger, make a bigger role for the ASEAN, for example, and then the US. This is the become the forum that we keep talking and we exchange the measure and we exchange the policy. So when you raise the question about the export to Indonesia and Vietnam, it's become the things that we try to support each other in terms of point out where should be the opportunity for each of the country under ASEAN SME.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Okay, thank you so much, Director Witawat. สวัสดีค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ Okay, we move on to the next speaker from Exim Bank. It's very important as well for the financial stream to promote Thai SME amid and beyond COVID-19 by Mr. Anuchit Witya Burananond, First Vice President, External Relationships and International Affairs Department. Very important, and we'd like to hear that from the Exim Bank, please. Thank you. Please welcome, Mr. Anuchit.
Thank you, Khun Wanipa. Everyone hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
The slides, our team will
Please
share the slide. Please share the slide, please. คุณวีรพลช่วยแชร์สไลด์ค่ะโอเคของ Exim Bank นะคะ
ช่วยแชร์สไลด์หน่อยครับ
ค่ะสักครู่นะคะ Please wait a moment please
Okay.
ค่ะ
ครับ Okay. Thank you so much ครับ Okay. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anuchit from Exim Bank of Thailand. First of all, I would like to thank you, BOI, for inviting me for this special event to share you some useful information today. Next slide, please. So, therefore, part that it will be taught today. First is about why Thai SME matters. Second, you will know who Exim is. Third, our financial scheme for Thai SME. And lastly, it's about the non-payment protection if you are doing the export business. So why Thai SME? Next slide, please. I think this is information that Khun Witawat has been mentioned earlier as well, but I would like to recap in my words. about several things. First, the expansion of SME into the international market is an important objective that can be significantly benefit to the economy. You know what? SME account for the majority of Thai business and an important contributor for the job creation and GDP. However, what we see is Thailand has been faced the structural controversy of the entrepreneur, particularly for the SME. The thing is, large corporates or large enterprise play a significant role on the economy than that of SME by 350 times. And according to the white paper of Msme, or Office of Small and Medium Enterprise Promotion Thailand, SME exporter account less than 1% of the total Thai SME. And such the proportion has been unchanged for the past decades. But if you see the slide on the right hand, you see that the role of the SME in Japan is account 20%, while in Canada 12%, and our neighborhood country like Vietnam is 8%. And in addition, SME contribute 34% of Thai GDP, and far behind the OECD countries, and of course in Vietnam country as well. I think one challenge that is the most obstacle or most mindset is that Thai SME mostly they do their business domestically. This is because of local restriction, strong competition, which puts the limited growth and also performance of Thai SME. Next slide, please. As mentioned in the last slide, you now have a clear picture that SME exporter actually can play more role in terms of economy than what we think. We suggest that it's the time for Thai SME to go abroad to start export. Of course, they will face challenge, but they will face as well as the opportunity as well. Actually, there are three lacks that is the main obstacle of Thai SME. First, lack of export knowledge. For example, they know very little of export proceed or import duty. Second, the lack of market knowledge. They don't know which product or which country to go. And third, which is very important, is most of SME lack of accessibility to fund. According to our study, there is only 40% of SME exporter can access funding through the bank. Exim will assist Thai SME to transform from local to exporter and expand their business. We build new SME exporter to ensure that they can export and get stronger access through the funding, through the bank, and to access the market, potential of the market and the product to go, as well as the service to go as well. Along with the available tools to protect exporter, particularly for the SME, from the international payment or currency risks as well. Next slide, please. Actually, this slide will lead you to get to know more about Exim and how Exim can support you. Okay. Export-Import Bank of Thailand, or Exim Thailand, is a state-owned enterprise specialized in financial institution under the supervision of Ministry of Finance. And we kind of established from the Export-Import Bank of Thailand Act in 1993. Of course, we are different from other commercial banks in Thailand because we focus all function that we focus mainly is to promote and to support Thai exporter and import and also an investment award. This is the first difference. Second difference is that we are the only financial institution in Thailand that can provide export credit guarantee. I do recall my good time during the commercial bank in Thailand as well. This is what I recommend to clients to do the credit insurance for their export with Exim Bank in order to enhance their credit in the commercial bank as well. And third, the third difference is that since 2018, we established what's so-called the Exim Excellent Academy Center, or EXAC, to provide both financial and non-financial services and supports to entrepreneurs as a one-stop services. And EXAC focus on the development of entrepreneurial capabilities in their export, even in the startup or expansion process through training, incubation, advisory service, as well as business matching. Next slide, please. Here is our commitment. We want to be the next Thailand Development Bank. Thai economy has been in a slow recovery trend. Last year, record contraction since the Tom Yum Goong crisis. Domestic demand itself has remained vulnerable, while tourism has shown more signs of recovery in the short run. So the only engine in the short run and in short haul is export. And as evident over the past decade, I think well that Thailand average GDP growth is approximately around 2% compared to the global average growth of GDP at 3-something%. And also other neighborhoods like Vietnam, of course, at 6%. I think this has been in line with Thailand average export growth of 2%, which is lower than global average export growth of 3%, and that of Vietnam, which is very high at 15%. As mentioned, because of this is a kind of a structural problem of entrepreneurship. As mentioned earlier, we have Thai SME about 3.1 million, and 99.5% of the entire system is the SME, but contribute only 34% of GDP. So I would say that Thai Exim Bank performed kind of a new engine, a new driving engine for Thai national development under two things that we call dual track policy, which is we do support Thailand Development Bank along with the one-stop trading center or trading facilitator for SME. Next slide, please. Exim offer kind of short-term loan and financing facility. Here's some that, this is the first start that for some that we pick up for SME. The first thing is what's so-called Jumpstart. Jumpstart is a program that we render for the kind of new exporter to start the export. We offer the short-term and also this is the assist of scheme from the government to sustain business liquidity for Thai entrepreneurs, which has been impact from COVID-19. This scheme offer working capital to Thai entrepreneurs. When I say working capital, is short-term facility with a maximum credit line of 15 million Thai baht per entrepreneur at a special rate of 3% per annum. And also this credit facility can be secured by letter of guarantee from the Thai Credit Guarantee Corporation, or TCG in my words, together with the personal and juristic person guarantee. Next slide. Second, next, yes, thank you. Next is for brand new exporter financing or สินเชื่อป้ายแดง for exporter. This provides a cash flow solution for startup or new exporter operate in target industry. When I say target industry, it means such as new S-curve or BCG, bio-circular green economy. This is in response to comply with the government policy and current global trends. Existing customer may be approved the credit line up to 5 million Thai baht, and new customer 1 million Thai baht, with the interest rate at 5% per annum in the first 2 years. And even if you're doing the business in the targeted industry like new S-curve or by BCG, the rate is even better at 4.5%. Okay, next slide, please. Third, that we call สินเชื่อ global อุ่นใจ or this is for supporting our CLMV country. You know, actually CLMV country played a significant role and increased more role for the major kind of a market for exporter in Thailand, for Thai exporter. So we released this scheme called, in English we call Exim Comfort Credit Scheme. We offer both the revolving credit facility in Thai baht or even in the major currency like US dollars, with the maximum credit line of 1 million Thai baht, an interest rate of 3% per annum, and maximum repayment period of 5 years, and the grace period is 6 to 12 months. Next, please. This is what so-called Exim supply chain financing solution. I would like to mention that, you know, the SME SME company in Thailand, I think more than 70% of those SME are the supplier of a big player or big exporter. So we render this program to support SME, who is the supply chain of the big importer. This credit facility offers a maximum credit line of 25% of the latest annual sale, and require no asset-based collateral at a very special interest rate. Invoice of SME that sell to the corporates or big exporter can be used as an application for the credit facility through our digital platform that we have been created. And under this scheme also we assist the business opportunity to lead, you know, the relationship enhancement between supplier and exporter, or sponsor together in order to strengthen the business and to grow together in the next era in the kind of a global supply chain. Next, please. Last but not least, this is so-called the EEC and Industrial Estate credit. This scheme aims to support investment, particularly in the Eastern Economic Corridor or EEZ and kind of Special Economic Zone Group or SEZ, and also as well as collaboration with BOI. BOI promoted company can be eligible for this program or this scheme. The credit facility offer both short-term and long-term to support exporters in order to expand their capacity, as well as additional working capital for their operations. Interest rates start at 3%, and these services cover infrastructure project and industrial sector, particularly in those targeted industry, like for example in new S-curve or in the bio-circular economy industry. And I think this will uplift country competitiveness through the production and export of goods and service to the next higher level of the global supply chain. Next, please. So now I've been discussed on the credit line already. So the thing that if you are start to export, you have to think over is to minimize some risks that are associated with the international trades. And one of them is the payment risk default. Of course, it can be manageable and this can be mitigated. Next, please. Export credit insurance or ECI give the exporter conditional assurance that indemnity will be made if the foreign buyer is default or unable to pay. Insurance starts when all the goods and service has been shipped to the foreign buyer or delivered to the foreign buyer and will end when the payment is made. But in case of default payment, policyholder will get the indemnity according to the condition throughout the insurance policy, which is up to 90% of the commercial invoice. And of course, the claim is under the in case of non-compliance requirement in the specified in the policy. For example, if the order that the foreign buyer order is the red check, but the exporter send the green check, of course, it will not be covered. Next, please. Okay. Actually, benefits of ECI that I try to classify in 4 categories for advantage. First is you know more about your foreign buyers because we will check the credit worthiness of that buyer and we will let you know whether this is can be export or can do business together. And once we will insure with the insurance policy. Secondly, your export will be growing because you can extend your credit term and you can increase your credit line offered to your existing buyer in foreign country. And third, you will have more confidence knowing that your unpaid invoice will be compensated, as mentioned earlier, up to 90% of commercial invoice in case of loss according to insurance policies. And fourth, with the insurance, credit insurance we provide, actually your existing bank can use this and have willingness to lend you against the account receivable as a collateral because it has been guaranteed and it has been insured by Exim, knowing that it's backed by, back of us is Ministry of Finance. In conclusion, I think I would say that this business can reduce reserve. In terms of loss reserve, and can be compensated for the non-payment from foreign buyer. Recovering payment from company overseas, if you're doing the insurance overseas, is much more complicated than doing with us in Thailand. Next, please. There are 2 scopes that insurance policy, export insurance policy cover. As first is the commercial risk, and also second is the political risk. The commercial risk such as insolvency of buyers, bankruptcy, or default payment, as well as the not taking delivery kind of goods or service at the port as well. And certain of the political risks such as war, terrorists, riots, and revolution. Next, please. And I think this is the end of my slide. This is a contact person. Of course, I have my colleagues Kun Anchit as well to help me. We actually, Exim Bank, fully support and ready to be your financial advisor, and also provides many tools, as mentioned earlier, to Thai SME. And we do hope that if you have any further, kind of requirement or question, or need advisory, we can be contacted to call center, email or website, Facebook, Line official. And also I have put our QR codes, which you can cap this monitor, this screen, and scan this, and it will be linked to the current products and services that we provide at SME of Thailand for the exporter. So thank you so much for your kind attention. ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you so much, first Vice President of the Exim Bank to promote, and we know a lot and we learn a lot about the financial stream. And we'll do the times up, but one last question about the popular of the activity or business now for the Exim Bank clients to Indonesia and Vietnam. What do you think now is the most popular business sector?
Actually, I think let's put it this way, because actually Exim Bank of Thailand, we have 4 representative offices in every country already. So I would apologize that we would have mentioned only in the Vietnam market.
Vietnam, yes.
Yes. We see the kind of clean energy movement in the Vietnam market. You know what? Actually, we lend project a lot in Vietnam during the past 2 years, particularly for the solar plant project that Thai investors go aboard and invest there. So according to our study, we see the growth of approximately 200% per year of the growth in the clean energy industry. And second, what we see is kind of a modern trade or trading between Thailand and Vietnam. I think it's similar to what Khun Vithawat mentioned as well, because Thai and Vietnam is a kind of linked by the global supply chain. So once we produce one product to Vietnam produce or make some value added and send to Thailand, and then Thailand make it again, or we produce again and then can be export, and vice versa as Vietnam as well. So we see this is a link of kind of global supply chain together.
Yes, and now especially for the chip for the mobile phone, right? It's produced in Vietnam. Okay, thank you so much. Sorry your time. So the next branch in Indonesia, perhaps, right? Okay, ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now the end of the presentation, I turn on the forum to Khun Prapatsarn, please.
Okay, thank you very much. And next sessions, we will start the panel discussions on business networking for SME in the regions, the new channel in the COVID-19 era and beyond the next normal. So this part, let me invite Miss Wannipa Pipop Chayasit, Director of Regional Coordinations and Investment Ecosystem.
Okay, sorry that I'm again. So come back with the I would like to invite, first of all, it's very important for the federation in Thailand. I would like to invite Dr. Chawalit Patprantakunpon. He is the chairman of the board of Msmes, Export and Investment Promotion, the Federation of Thai SME. He will introduce about the roles and responsibilities as a member of federation. So today we're going to learn what is the example or the what is the role of the SME, and what is the business link, the new business link to Indonesia and Vietnam. Please welcome Dr. Chawalit. Please turn on the microphone, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chawalit Patprantakunpon from the Federation of Thai SME. Today, I would like to present the roles of Thai SME, the Federation of Thai SME. Right. There are 10 missions for us during 2 years to 2021 and 2022. But actually, today, I would like to present just only a few missions that the Federation of Thai SME is doing right now. Okay. Okay. Our motto First, I would like to start from our motto first. Our motto actually in Thailand, there are 4 words, but I tried to figure it out in English, but there are only 3 that I could figure it out. So endure, survive, and sustain. So this presentation is about the 10 missions that we do during these 2 years, during 2021 and 2022, that all of us know that right now we are in COVID-19, but our Federation of Thai SME is still moving these projects, right? So, and one more motto that we are doing since our founder is friends support for Thai economies. Okay, first, from many of our speakers, I believe that you would know that in Thailand right now, the entrepreneur, there are more than 3 million units in Thailand, and it could employ more than 16 million jobs in Thailand. But can you figure it out that only the large enterprise, that there are only 0.46% of the business in Thailand occur that create the jobs, only 4.9 million, and there are only 14,000 units of the business in Thailand. But what happened to the rest? First, there are 85% for the micro business, or 2.6 million units that create the job for 5.7 million jobs, while smalls are about 409,000 business and employ 3.8 million jobs. While medium size of the company, there are 43,000 units and employ 2.2 million jobs. You can see that these SME or micro, actually for Thai Federation of Thai SME, we do include micro business into our group too. So we call MSME. So altogether, the business in Thailand, there are in these categories 54% of the business in Thailand, right, and create more than 11 million jobs. You can see that in Thailand there are lots of organizations, lots of clubs, and lots of departments to support us, MSME. Like from start, you can see that there are jobs, right, that to occur, like the market support, standard and productivity, social and agriculture. While revenue, of course, there are budget that to collect and also include those human department and process on the innovations, right, like digital, culture, and tourism. While network, there are so many organizations, clubs, and departments to support. But what happened is right now, why do we still need Federation of Thai SME? Of course, because the difference of the obstacles of MSME and large enterprise, there are a lot of the differences of problems and questions that we need to treat. We need to be treated differently from the large enterprise, like maybe trainings, knowledge, and also some support, extra support. And also we can be spokesperson for the inequality of MSME to the government And also, if only one MSME runs to government and runs to any department or runs to any organization to talk, just only one, that would not be powerful enough if we compare to 100,000 voices of MSME. So they will be able to listen. They can listen us. Okay, next. So I would like to introduce our vision of Federation of Thai SME. Is FTA, or Federation of Thai SME, the major network for Thai SME and being the pillar of the Thai economics, which cooperate with all segments to drive Thai economies. Okay, our mission is friend support for Thai economies. Right, there are many parts that we can collaborate. Right, MSME economies, ecosystem collaboration of voices, and also can help for organization support or development and good governance too. Okay, the core value is ensure, which ensures comes from enhancements, sacrifice, unity, responsibility, and ethics. Okay. Okay. Our first founder, even the Federation of Thai SME, just started about 5 years ago. So sorry, 6 years ago. So, but we are strong enough because we have lots of support from all over MSME in Thailand. Our founder is Kun Sontirat Sonti Jirawong, and our first president is Dr. Noppong Thirawan, and our second president is Miss Chon Langsi, and the third one is our current president is Mr. Sangchai Thirakunwanit. The 10 missions during these 2 years of our current president are 100 business of dragonfish vocations and 300,000 of the members. Right now we have more than 100,000 members already, and 10,000 of young CEO SME Thai, right? And 10,000 business for Thai SME clinic, right? Star market to create the 100 million baht, and best product Thai SME for 7,700 business. Thai and also we can be SME Thai channels, right, for 100,000 units, and we also right now we run volunteer lawyers to help to support the SME. 100 business for I am SME, and 10,000 units for SME Thai award, and 100 business of Thai SME. Okay, first I would like to introduce to our projects or our activities during these 2 years. But this is Star Market, is a platform on the through the website that we can bring the product from micro SME or MSME to the market. This Star Market .th, we do the cooperation with Msme, and we also right now there are many and also there are many support from Msme, from banks, and also from lots of organizations. Thai SME Best, this is the project or the activities that we bring the Thailand best product from our members to the market. Because right now some of micro business or small business are typically difficult to bring the product into the market to compete to the large enterprise. So we can help them to bring the market to compete into the competitions, like their shop size, credit scoring, BDS re-upskill, right, and fast track in many projects and activities. Oh, sorry. And also we do have shops and traders for SME. So we are always welcome for Indonesia and Vietnam to cooperate us for import and export the market through our countries. And also omni-channels. Okay, Micro SME Thai Award is 100 business. So we do to create and innovate, or creativity and innovation, the business, leaderships, knowledge management, good governance, and also quality and standard. Creativity, this is the activity that we do to support and to influence the young CEO, micro SME Thai. Like right now we go through many units, many parts, like university, community college, schools, or even non-formal education and TIF in Thailand. So there are many support to us and also from us to from the large enterprise or from the large from the micro SME or SME to influence to the young people or to the young business persons. Okay, and extend right now for our Federation of Thai SME is we do not only focus in Thailand or in Bangkok only. We do extend our service throughout Thailand. Right now, we have our complete every provinces. We do have cover our provinces in Thailand and also every district in Thailand, 878 district in Thailand. We also we have leader of each district already. Okay, these member also can do through online and offline. Member they can do both, and also omni-channel member they can do through. This is also another activities that we are currently doing to help or to support our member. That we have the superstar, we call superstar, right? These persons are the how to call the model, right? Or maybe the TV stars or music stars to help us or to help our member to support the sales of their product through the market. We do have this activity every weekend on Saturday and Sunday, depending on each week, right? And and these activities create more than 1 million right now, more than 1 million baht already for the revenues. These are the community college that we do running these activities through. Okay, and this is the support from cooperation between us and British Embassy Bangkok for the business matching, so to extend or to create the new business channels, right? We do hope that we can have the project between us, Thailand, Vietnam, and Indonesia soon. This is the project or activity that we do with SET or Stock Exchange Thailand that we do have. We also can motivate our medium size of the members, a medium size of the business, that to go into the finance market. This is the activity that we do, the business matching between Thai, Burma, Myanmar, and China, right? This activity, we just did it during July 7th, a few months past only, and we will do another business matching with Japan, with the Japanese business soon. This is about the activity that we do with the insurance company, with the insurance department. And also, we also can do help our member to promote their product or the business through TV channel. This activity occurred during the Football World Cup last few months, that we have the sponsor from Aerosoft, that they allow our members to promote their product through the break times of the football match also. And this is the activity that we help the people to bring the knowledge for them to support and to motivate them to create some idea, also to create some professions to jobs for them and job for them. This is the project of FTA Thai EU, that we do have we have business talk between Thailand and European markets. And okay, we hope that we will have the collaboration with Vietnam and Indonesia soon. Okay. Thank you very much. These are all the projects that we have during this year and next year that we're planning to do. Okay, so please contact us through this QR code. We are looking to seeing you soon. Okay. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chowdhury. And actually, we learned a lot about your variety of promotion activity for the SME and the small size of the SME. Today is the main objective, that how to link between the Indonesia and Vietnam. That's why we invite the Federation of Thai SME. This is the main target audience. And later on, we're gonna have the chambers of commerce in Indonesia and Vietnam. And it's the last question a bit before we move on to the further session is what do you think is the opportunity for the Indonesia and Vietnam? Lastly, for the member and the size of the small SME, how can they do that? This is the role of the federation as well.
I believe that we do have some activities that we can do between the Vietnam and Indonesia, because we do have something in common between these three countries, and we can build the strong network between these three countries and also other countries in our regions too. So there are many products like from Indonesia. There are like palm oil that can support. Sorry. Okay, the palm oil that we can export to Thailand, because we do consume a lot of palm oil in Thailand too, and also we do lots of sugar cane or sugar export to Vietnam and also to Indonesia, like from the information from Msme that just presented.
Okay, thank you. So we hope that the next matching will be Indonesia and Vietnam through the BOI in Jakarta and Hanoi. So, okay, thank you very much, Dr. Chavalit.
Thank you very much.
Stay on with us. So we're gonna keep contact with the new biz networking with the Indonesia and Vietnam later on.
Certainly.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
For the next session, we times is late now, but we're sorry about that, but very important. And this is the main objective here. In my part, actually, in the investment ecosystem division, my team, please turn on the slide, please. I'm going to move on now. Is the role to support introduction SME in the region. So this is the in my part. Next slide, please. I will go quickly, about 3 minutes, because actually we have other director from regional BOI head office in the other region as well to join us, to bring in and introduce their roles. But for our bureau, the division is investment ecosystem. This is the activity that we would like to create the networks or the business new business networking for the regional investor. So this is our role. So that's why we made this activity today. Next slide, please. Slide of So this is, we would like to promote the investment into Thailand, and of course to collaborate with the and support the operation for other agencies. So that's why today sorry, we invite the Osmet and Exim Bank and also the Federation of Thai SME, and also link with the overseas. Next, please. This is for the investment ecosystem, our division responsible for the central region. So you will see on the this is some sample that the small SME or some size is not the small, they would like to make the business link to Indonesia and Vietnam. First of all, the rice cracker and also the EV charging station, they would like to move to Vietnam as well, invest there, and also the medical device that would like to move in. They just have the matching with the BOI Hanoi, but now they would like to join for the matching if have happened in Indonesia. So this is we would like to ask the two offices as well, and also the CADID and the ministry in Vietnam. Next slide, please. And this is all the oversee all the for the region. We would like to introduce you all our role, and we have the regional investment and economic center for 7 places, and including us as well. Next, please. Okay, that's all for me. And after this, I would like to invite all the executive director from each for each division. First of all, I would like to invite Ms. Thayapon Sisuk. She's the director in BOI Nakhon Ratchasima. In Nakhon Ratchasima, not only in Nakhon Ratchasima, and please welcome to Director Thayapon. สวัสดีค่ะเรียนเชิญค่ะผอ.รบกวนผอ.เปิดสไลด์เปิดเสียงค่ะ Thank you.
Thank you, Kun Wanipa. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great opportunity to be here with you today. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Thayapon Sisuk, the Director of Regional Investment and Economic Center to Nakhon Ratchasima Province, where our office is located. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Northeastern region consists of 20 provinces. However, Regional Investment and Economic Center 2 is responsible for lower part of Northeastern region, covered as provinces, namely Nakhon Ratchasima, Chayapum, Buriram, Surin, Yasothon,ศรีสะเกษ Amnat Charan, and Ubon Ratchathani. About the services at the Regional Investment and Economic Center 2 for investment study, we provide information about the region's economic development, infrastructure, and opportunity for doing business in the area and advice on establishing operation in Thailand and investment incentive. And for promoted company, we provide service like after-sales service when the investor get the BOI promotion, and if they like to enjoy the privilege, we will give them the advice and run the process. Moreover, we provide training to understanding BOI regulation and related agency regulation and how to prepare the data for company staff. Next slide, please. Next, I'd like to give you briefly information about the new economic corridors. The government is keen to develop 3 new economic corridors because it is seen as instrumental increasing investment and rehabilitating the economy over the next 5 to 6 years. The 3 new economic corridors, including the Northern Economic Corridor, or NEC, the Northeastern Economic Corridor, or NEEC, and the Southern Economic Corridor, or SEC, are similar in form of the flagship Eastern Economic Corridor, or EEC. I will focus on NEEC. The NEEC covers the provinces of Nakhon Ratchasima, Khon Kaen, Udon Thani, and Nong Khai as potential areas and opportunities. The new corridor emphasizes on bioeconomy development because of plentiful raw materials such as rice, tapioca, and sugarcane. Is expected to generate more income for the community in the area. Next slide, please. For SMEs, the matter of investment to related to the bio-based economy. Next slide, please. If we considering the northeastern area, and it has been found that there are many potential in terms of geography and biodiversity areas, which can be used to extend the bio industry with modern technology. According to the development of the NEEC area, is a good opportunity for SME farmers and entrepreneurs to enter the bio industry, such as pharmaceutical grade alcohol, and also upgrade agro and food industry to produce premium products, such as premium jasmine rice, premium meat product. The famous one is Korat Wagyu meat. I think that you know about this. And finally, the new economic corridor will drive regional development to distribute income to provincial area and generate economic growth after the COVID pandemic. And I hope that in the near future, the economy will become better and better. Thank you.
Okay. ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you so much ค่ะ Director ค่ะ So we move on to the next region for the office, right? Mr. Nantawut Aksonkeo is the acting director in BY Chonburi. As again, in the BY Chonburi is the land of EEC as well. So please welcome Mr. Nantawut.
Thank you, Khun Wanipa. From Regional Investment and Economic Center for I am Nantawut Aksonkeo, acting director of Regional Investment and Economic Center for some people call me in BOI Lam Chabang. Okay, I show slide.
Easy work today, right? Every time. Okay.
Okay. For its BOI Lam Chabang, it take care of 8 provinces in Eastern region. Chonburi, Chachoengsao, Rayong, Chanthaburi, Trat, Saekhao, Nakhon Nayok, and Pratiburi. In this area, it has important special development policy of government in EEC. EEC it means Chonburi, Rayong, and Chachoengsao province, and it has one policy in special economic zone SEZ in Sakeo and Trak. Okay, for service of this and in BI Chumli have for investments industry in BI Chumli have information about for Eastern region economic development, infrastructure and opportunity for doing business in this area. And only factory site visit, business matching or business matchmaking for part and product sourcing and joint venture. Okay. And for investment incentive, BI Chumli provide for comprehensive information and device on at the new operation in Thailand and assist how to fill in BI application and coordinate between foreign business community and other public agency. For promoted company in BI Chumli that advise and approve for exemption for import duty on import machine to use in project and advise and approve for exemption import duty for import material to use for export production and advise visa and work permit for expat who will work in the project. Okay, for this is promoted company can apply by online system. And BI Chumli have coordinated with other agency to remove business difficult for investor, provide training for understanding BI regulation and how to deal to company staff, and for training in understanding related agency regulation and how to deal to company staff and follow up to BI promoted project in this area. And for develop local SME, it have two items. One is develop business opportunity in develop business linked with multinational corporation and to develop linked with other region and provide information for support in and incentive from government or other agency in this area. Okay. Cooperate with local agency, sharing knowledge regarding investment information in this area and support local agency to develop economic development plan. Thank you. Yes.
Very important places in the office in EEC area. Thank you so much. Though it's a very busy day. Thank you so much, Acting Director Nantawut Naka. Okay, so we move on to the next BOI office in the region. Next is let me introduce Director Punathorn Wongprom, Director in BOI Songkhla. Please welcome.
Thank you, Kun Wanipa. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Punathorn Wongprom, Director of Regional Investment and Economic Center 5, which is part of Thailand Board of Investment or we call namely BOI Songkhla. I have a pleasure to join you today in webinar on Thai Indonesian Vietnam with networking for Thai SME in the region, the new channel in the COVID era and beyond the next normal. First of all, I would like to thank BOI Bangkok for initiative, and I would like to thank all participants for joining us. Today, I will talk about role and responsibility BOI Songkhla. May I would like share slide.
Yes, please.
Let me start with introducing BOI Songkhla. Right now, our office located at Hat Yai district, Songkhla province. As you can see in the left-hand slide, Songkhla is a border province in southern Thailand. It has been center of trade and investment and transportation hub for a long time. Transportation includes land, rail and road, sea and air, including both domestic and international flights. There are also Sadao border and Padang Besar border are two main commercial gateway connect to Malaysia. And there is also special economic zone in order to create economic connectivity with neighboring countries and support integration of the ASEAN economic community. Then also most of the main manufacturing sector are agricultural, processing industry, which are rubber product, frozen food, frozen seafood, and so on. Its main role and responsibility of BOI Songkhla are to promote investment in area 7 lower provinces in southern Thailand, as you can see in the right-hand slide, which are Songkhla, Phattalung, Pang, Satun, Pattani, Yala, and Narathiwat. Our job is to support and facilitate investor, both existing investor and the new investor, by we can provide you with comprehensive information, advice on establishing operation in Thailand and webinar. And also we are coordinate between Thai business, community, and other public agency. Our main job is grant incentive, that we have tax incentive, and also we can provide business support service for investor. Our main job responsibility include providing tax incentive, such as exemption import duty on machinery, and then exemption import duty on raw material used in production for export, that you can bring into apply to your project. We also have the server online system for procedure related to BOI after you get a promotion. For example, we have online system called Electronic Machinery Tracking System or EMT online, and Raw Material Tracking System or RMTS online for submitting by application online. And also we have investment network building activity and linking domestic and international industry. For example, before the COVID-19 situation, there are activities to lead Thai investor for factory visit in both domestic and international in order to see modern technology and management in various industries to develop their own business in the future. The last one, we have monitoring project progress report, as well as inspection the full operation of the promoted project. That is from me. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. In the south of Thailand, there's two offices today. We invite for the BOI Songkhla, which have a lot of rubber. So if we have a team ups with the company over there, all the office, so we can go to link with the Indonesian and Vietnam. Okay, thank you, Director Punathon. Move to the last but not least for the BOI region, in the region of us, Director Nong Yao ก่อกลกวดนะคะ Director of Business พิษณุโลก Please welcome.
Thank you very much, Kunwanipa. Good afternoon, distinguished guests and everyone. I'm Nong Yao Kokan Ruo, Director of Regional Investment and Economic Center for Center 7. First of all, let me share my presentation.
Thank you.
Okay. Today, it's my pleasure to join this seminar today, and I really appreciate the head office to invite me to join this seminar today. My office is located in Kisarok province, the northern part of Thailand, and the role I will briefly tell you about the role on SME support in northern regions. The Regional Investment and Economic Center 7 Kisarok northern regions, we provide advice and information on investment promotion and some incentives and BOI policy. And we also provide support on industrial linkage and sourcing of local suppliers, monitoring promoted project in 9 provinces. For example, Kisarok, Sukhothai, Tak, Phetchabun, Kamphaeng Phet, Phichit, Nakhon Sawan, Uttaradit, and Uthai Thani. We provide advice and information on investment opportunities, rule and regulation on BOI investment promotion. Both foreign investment and Thai investors are welcome to invest in the area with the same criteria and methods. We also monitoring the project implementation of the promoted company in this area, including the area of Msme, Special Economic Development Zone, Tak Province, which is a border area adjacent to neighboring country of Myanmar. We promote investment with various target activities in Special Economic Development Zone to create economic connectivity with neighboring country, and Myanmar is one of the good labor sourcing with low wages and a gateway to East-West Economic Corridor. So we provide one-stop service at Tak Province to support the coming investor to set up their business. Each province has different investment potential, and we have many target industries to promote investment in this area, such as biotech, technology industry, renewable energy, agricultural and food industry, garment and textile, logistics, research and development. And I will show you the successful promoted company, both Thai SME and major foreign investors. In the Tak province, that is the Special Economic Development Zone, we have many foreign investors and Thai SME to invest in this area. Major foreign investors are Chinese, South Korea, Japanese, and the Thai investor. They interested in investing in many industries such as textile, plastic packaging, solar cell, and some food and agricultural product industry. For example, the Japanese company in Kamphaeng Phet, which are Ajinomoto, they produce some additive to the food. So if the investor who are interested to investing in the northern region, you can contact us through the channel provided. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Director Nawat Nongyao นะครับ for the all objective of this is we travel around through the BOI in the region. By how? So this is the objective is to gather the knowledge and introduce that we have the BOI in the region in office all over Thailand. And we move to the next session. I would like to turn back to Ms. Papatson first. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now we move to the last sections. It will be a panel discussions on whistling for Thai SME amid and beyond the next normal. So this part, we're gonna start. The first country is Indonesia. It's my great pleasure to introduce the Ms. Napat Thappan, Director of BOI Jakarta, and Mr. Mas Biono, Chairman of the Thailand Relations Committee at the Indonesians. Another part from Vietnam, let me introduce Mr. Attasit Soithong, Director of BOI Hanoi, and Ms. Bui Thu Thi, Deputy Director General, Enterprise Development Agency, Ministry of Planning and Investment of Vietnam. So also this section, let me invite the executive moderator by Ms. Wanipa Pipop Chayasit as well.
Okay, thank you once again. For this business link for Thai SME, we thank you for the cooperation from the BOI Jakarta and BOI Hanoi. First of all, as you know from the first session that we know from the government agency and the public and private sector, and now we would like to move to how can we build this networking. So we'd like to learn from Ms. Napat Thappan, the director there, that even though we know that it's difficult for the Thai SME to get in Indonesia, how? And how can we do that? And then you highly invite the chairman of the CADIN, very important. So can we build a link between the Federation of Thai SME and the CADIN as well? Please welcome Director Napat. Thank you. Director Napat.
ค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
the host stop video ค่ะ
Okay. Director Napat.
ค่ะได้ยินไหมคะ
Okay.
host ยัง stop วิดีโออยู่ค่ะยังแชร์วิดีโอไม่ได้ค่ะ
โอเคช่วยทาง Informa ค่ะให้ Director นภัทรหน่อยค่ะโอเค
โอเคค่ะ
Now you can. Thank you
ขอบคุณค่ะ
โอเค
ขอบคุณค่ะสวัสดีทุกท่านนะคะแล้วก็สวัสดีท่านวิทยากรท่านอื่นด้วยนะคะ First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the Deputy Secretary General Kun Chanin Khaochan and Bapak Mas Piono from CADIN who will be the next speaker, and special thanks to Pijiap Wanipa and her team from Investment Ecosystem Division to make this webinar happen. Thank you for having me here. I think I only have 10 minutes, so I will touch a little bit on a couple of things that I think you may need to know some information how Indonesia been up to in this pandemic situation. I will start with COVID-19 daily report, followed by the business that still have the chance to go. And if I have enough time, I would like to introduce what we are doing here. But further,
you have time, please.
Yeah,
okay. Okay, sorry.
Share my screen. Okay, is that okay? Anyone see, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Share the screen. The internet in Indonesia is not good, right?
Normally it's good, but
right.
after people stay home and use at the same time is a problem. So
okay,
how?
I'll be on. Yes, please.
Okay, let me begin with sharing you the COVID-19 daily report. This is a report from yesterday. You can see that the number of the confirmed cases yesterday is around 3,000 cases. Out of the tests, around 250 tests per day yesterday, so it's around 1%. And the people who get the vaccine yesterday is around, for the first shot, 1.7 million people, and the second shot around 600,000 people. So the total is around 2.3% for the people who got the vaccine yesterday. I would say that this number around 2,700 is incredible for me, because for the last couple months, the country had a new high record around 60,000 cases per day. At that time, I thought maybe it was over control, and maybe the government will let it go because it's spread all around. But the government just surprised me by they implement so many regulations. And they use some tactic to remain people to stay at home, and they start to vaccine the people as much as they can. And one thing that I appreciate the government, that they absorb the cost of the COVID test. For example, like PCR test or antigen test. PCR test is cost around 500,000, or how can I say, it's around 1,000 baht, and antigen test around 100,000, aroundประมาณ 200 baht นะ and you can have the test everywhere. It's all around the corner. You can walk in or drive to, no problem. And this is a vaccine plan, how they distribute the vaccine. Now they have stock around 300 million doses. So right now they already inject around 129 people already got the vaccine. So they plan by the end of this year around 200 people will get all the vaccine. Within this number 270, it contains so many brands. For the brand Sinovac around 60 million doses, and AZ around 20 million doses, and Pfizer around 9 million. This is a regulation that they implement during the pandemic. We call the public activity restriction. With this restriction, they remain people at home. For example, actually they try to avoid the word lockdown and use PPKM. You can see PPKM, public activity restriction. They divide the situation into 4 levels. Now Jakarta down from level 4 down to level 3, and now the school open, but 50% capacity of the school, and the mall now is also open, but they have the maximum capacity also 50%, and you must have to download application. You can see this here at the blue mark. We call this application Peduli Lindungi. Every time you go to place that require, you have to scan the barcode. In this barcode is application contain the vaccine certificate and also the story of your COVID test. And this application will track you where you go. So if you get the positive test, so they will track you where you're going. And this is a business that benefit from the pandemic on the left-hand side, and the right-hand side, the benefit that business that suffer from the pandemic. On the left-hand side, yes, of course, for the healthcare business, consumer staple, biotechnology, food processing, e-commerce, wireless, and medical supply. All of these are benefit from the pandemic. For the healthcare and medical, yes, people here still need to use the mask and all this disinfected equipment, for example, alcohol, or the thing that you can clean hand. So it's very important. And food processing, like frozen food and ready to eat, yes, it's very popular now. And consumer staple, yes, when you have to stay home, you have to cook at home. So the rice, the seasoning you have to use. And the business said that lost or suffer from the pandemic. Of course, all the business that related to the tourism, the tour, hotel, the guide, and also the airline also, and the real estate and automotive also, because right now people are willing to keep the money, because for some people that now they lose the job already, so the money is really important to keep with them right now. Okay, I think I have much time now. I like to introduce what we are doing here. Yes, we are the subsidiary of the BOI headquarters from Bangkok, and we opened this office 3 years ago, and our main objective is to support the Thai SME who would like to do the business here. We provide all the information that you may need to do some business. For example, how to set up the company, how to do the trading, how to import the raw material, how to import the goods or the product to sell here. We also can link you to the local people, for example, like the distributor or the local partner that we can introduce you to them, to maybe you can make a matchmaking with them to do, like to open the window to go further. And we also can link you to the local government, because in here the local government is really important. Sometimes you may need to have the permission from the central government, but if you locate in other province, the local government is really important, and they are the key major to run your business. And we also can provide you the how can I say, the guide tour. I mean, facilitate you if you would like to have the on-site tour to see the real situation, or see the people, or see the area that you would like to set up the business. We can also cooperate with the exhibitor, that if you may need to perform your booth or your products in the exhibition. And I think okay, it's on time. And if you have any question, please feel free to drop me your email. Don't worry, I love replying an email even at night. So please feel free to drop your email to us with this tkt@siboi.go.th. Now I'm returning the floor to Kun Wanipayan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director Napat. The key point that I heard from the role of the BOI Jakarta actually is to help the Thai overseas investor, but also the key word is to help the linkage for the trading, because the challenging of these, the obstacle, the objective of the business network today is very difficult for the Thai SME to get in, or other country as well. What kind of things or the tools that you can help or suggest, please?
Yes, Kun Nipa. I would say that is frankly say is kind of difficult to invest in this country, because it's so many regulation, and actually they request like a medium or large scale of the investment. So maybe you can try like to be the trader at first, and then if you see that the market is go well, so you can put your money, to expand your business. But at first, I think you have to try the market first. And I think for the next speaker, he's the key that can help you to get through this channel. Because in here, I would say that the e-commerce here is very popular, and we have a very big market for the e-commerce. So you have a chance to sell something here on our platform. Like if you may heard the platform e-commerce, Tokopedia, Lazada, Bukalapak. This is one.
The unicorn, yes.
If you can try to sell on this first, I think it would be great for the SME, for the first channel that you can get to. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So that's why we thank so much for the full support to link with the Kadin. So I move for the Papa for you, like Mr. Maspiono. He's the chairman of the Thailand Relationships Committee at the Indonesia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Kadin. So this is we see the spotlight on the star on the linkers now. Please welcome Mr. Marciono. สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome. We're waiting for you.
Yes, thank you. Let me try to share screen. But actually, okay.
Thank you.
Is it you can see my screen?
Yes, sir. But kindly put your full screen, please.
Yes. Now is it okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks a lot for the opportunity. I will share, but briefly because of the timings about the Indonesia and about the Kadin Indonesia. And I think it's still the best is actually Kunapat lah as the contact first for Thailand team, and then we work together in Jakarta normally with Kunapat later on. But okay, so briefly, and also I think it's good I listens to the Federation of Thai SME that is similar with us but focus on SME. There is a lot of good programs. I think we can cooperate there also. So it's about, first I would like to introduce myself. So my name is Msme, but you can call me Yon to make it easier. I am the chairman of Chamber of Commerce Indonesia Thailand Committee, so both. And then I'm member of ASEAN Business Advisory Council from Indonesia. So if you have any issue with all ASEAN business, so each country actually represented by 3 business people appointed by government. So in Thailand we have 3 representatives, also Indonesia have 3, Vietnam 3. So each ASEAN country we have 3 as the partner of the ASEAN. And the focus is as all other countries on the SME in this ASEAN Business Advisory Council. Now the chairman is Brunei. I'm also the regional managing director of PT Mayora Indah. Our product is available in Vietnam and Thailand. So the brand is the following. So I think in the Thailand, most of you may be aware of the Bang Bang and Kopiko Malkis. And in Vietnam is Danisa. So Indonesia, I think I don't need to brief you. Most of you knows that. So we are 270 million. And growing quite good except of the COVID, so similar like all of you, both in Thailand and Vietnam. The sectors in terms of the investment in Indonesia, so mostly is this what we call it industry, so it's metal, gold, electricity, water, gas and supply, transportations, and etc. And in terms from the country, actually Thailand is not yet on the top this one, but if I remember, I think Kunapat is around what, number 10, number 11, so it's not bad. And normally every year is increasing from Thailand, but last year because of COVID is down, but I saw the latest number is up again both in trade and investment. So hopefully with all this kind of forum working together, so both trade and investment in both country, and now it's including Vietnam, could be better and better. This is the focus of Indonesian government, export-oriented industry, renewable energy, mining and infrastructure. And now is the big discussion is mostly on the electric car and the battery and the nickel, which Indonesia is very strong on the raw material of this of the battery. But now they really focus on the manufacturing downstreams and the medical device industry. So Indonesia, maybe as you were compared to Vietnam and Thailand, is not very good in terms of the investment climate. But I think with the Jokowi second term, maybe you heard about the omnibus law. Basically is they make really a lot of easier to doing business in Indonesia. But if you need more information later on, we can have another forum or we can connect to get what is omnibus law. I think a few months ago I talked to the Thai business people also about what is the omnibus law. Basically, there is a lot of things happening, and the objective is how to make investment and doing business easier in Indonesia. So now about the Kadin. So the Kadin is the Indonesian Chambers of Commerce Industry. This is umbrella organization of the Indonesian business. This organization is the only one organization mandated by law. We speak on behalf of private business to liaison with the government official for all relevant sector. Kadin is totally driven and financed by private sector, so we don't receive any money from the government, but we work closely with government and serve the business community. So similar like your Federation of Thai, so we have also all representative in the provision level. So we have 34, not like you guys in Thailand, you have more than 30 provinces, isn't it? And we have more 500 districts. So this is what Kunapat mentioned. Indonesia is because we are very large country, so sometimes in central, not necessarily happening in the area, whether in the governor level or we call it a kabupaten and kota madya. So that is below province. So both government and the organization should also available in the area. Yeah? And so we have 34 bilateral committees. So one of them is Thailand. So Thailand we consider is very important partner. And we have the Kadin support desk. Later on I will explain. So if Thailand business people, Vietnam business people, or others need more information or connect with the private sector in Indonesia or other, can go through this Kadin business support desk. So we represent also more than 130 business association. So because each of the business sector has their own association, whether you are food association, you are beverage association, you are textile, you are all other. So we have so many association, but all is under one roof, which is under Kadir or Indonesian Chamber of Commerce. And also under Chamber of Commerce is state-owned enterprise. I don't know in your other country, but here is also mandated by law that even if the company belongs to the government, that they should join also the Kadin. And our current minister for enterprise, state-owned enterprise is also before is the what we call it, the organize is part of the Kadin team. So our relationship is very close on that one. So this one basically, like we said, that we are in 34 province, 504 district, and 34 bilateral committee, and we have more than 130 association, and we work closely with the government and others. So we just get the new chairman. He's just appointed few months ago. So the name is Mr. Arsad. So he is from Indica Group, so from private company, and he has the key theme of this year. He call it Restore Health, Revive the Economy, and the focus is on this one. I do need to read one by one. So the slide is I send to Kunapat and organizer. So whoever interested in can look and read. And if you have more questions, you can ask me later on or by WhatsApp or email. This one is I want to inform also about the Kadin Business Service Desk. So we have special team in Kadin because Kadin is so big organization. So actually there is a service of business matching. You want to reach certain member, or you want to do the market research or advisory, or you want to organize business event, or there is some project or strategic partnership. So this Kadin BSD we call is the place to connect, and I will later on share the contact person of this one. Yeah, so this one is business matching. So this is what they have done. So it's more than 20 countries already use the service. more than 2,000 plus advance meeting, and also the business trip mission. But I think it's again, I think I encourage Kunapat, it's still, or we normally work with Kun Bonbat in working together if there is Thailand businessman wants to enter Indonesia. But if needed helps, then normally we cooperate together. Some tip of doing business in Indonesia, I think I don't need to explain that. I think most of you are expert on this one already. And this is it. So this one is the contact of the Kadin BSD, and there is a person called Safitri is very helpful. There is WhatsApp number there, so you can contact her or you can contact me if you need further information. I think that's all my presentation. The others maybe not very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mastiano. And I think it will be a good opportunity to link with Indonesia. I cannot see now the obstacle because with the channel of Kadin. And may I introduce also Dr. Chawalit now, if he's still on. He's from the Federation of Thai SME. You mentioned about the matching. Maybe it will be good, just 1 minute to know each other. Dr. Chawalit, are you still there from the Federal of Thai Federation to know with the Kadin, chairman of members?
Yes.
Oh,
Good afternoon.
Together, so maybe a matching later.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Kun Wanipa. Good afternoon. I call you Kun Yon, right? Mr. Yon, right? Okay. I was listening to your presentation and really impressed. But there are lots of information that there some part I missed some part. But I believe that we can do collaboration together between Thailand and Indonesia soon.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Prabhaya, can you turn on the microphone, please? Just sorry.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
thank you very much. Nice to meet you. So would be glad if I could receive the WhatsApp number, then we can communicate offline after that. Sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And also they have some medical device or the regular and also a member of the federation as well. Thank you. Okay, now thank you for the Indonesian business link. Now we move on to Vietnam. And thank you so much for the director in UI Hanoi. It's been waiting for so long, the last session. Let me introduce Director Axis Soitong. Please welcome on board. Thank you so much.
Afternoon. Thank you, moderators, and good afternoon, participants and all attendees for today. Maybe I'm the last sessions, and I don't know how long that the time that I have now. I try to go direct to the topics that I think you still keep on this topic, right?
Yes, sir. You have time, sir.
Okay. The topics that I prepared for today is that you mentioned is a secret of success to create business link between Thailand and Vietnam. All right. By these topics, I would like to go directly. Maybe 1 moment. I want to share the screen.
Already on, sir. But
okay.
Make it full view, please. Full screen.
It's already right. Okay. Yeah, the Thai investment in Vietnam, we can say that this is the biggest destination of the Thai investment overseas. By the numbers and by the value, most of the investment overseas from Thai companies is Vietnam, more than the others put together. This is the numbers that I showed you today. Is the update by the end of the half years of this 2021, and if we talk about the SME, SME, we understand that on the part of investment, it's just difficult. It's difficult. I know. So we know by my experience and by my experience more than 15 years involved with promoting Thai overseas investment is quite hard, and the success is not much. That's why I will explain later on. Anyway, in Vietnam, you can see the numbers of the SME here. It's just about 10% by the numbers of the projects, and if compared with the value is less than, because the values of the projects here quite big if you compare with the projects of SME. This is the companies here in Vietnam. You can see most of them, they are quite large and not a medium scale also. But some of them here, they are small and medium. The small and mediums, they have the secret to do the investment overseas. What is the secret? The secret from investment overseas, they have two levels of the investment, two kinds. One is the large investment, the big companies, even the conglomerate like SCG, CP. Those companies has a lot of energy, have a lot of money, to expand the business. They can do easily, and that is the case of success. But what about the other one? The other one should be small. I might emphasize on the small, not the medium, because why? The small is run by the owners. Run by the owners means the cost is for the owners, but for the medium scale, it's a bit difficult. The owners is not here. The owners is in Thailand, so they hire many managers, and that is the cost, and that is not the my experience that has haven't found any success case. Rarely, I can say like that. That's why. But the success factors in overseas investment, I can conclude the 5 factors. If they're small scale, you can do this and follow this through, you will success in the country, in overseas, not only Vietnam, Indonesia, or any place. First, investment is on the timing, the right time to invest, the right time to sell the products. That is timing. The second is the qualities of products. Qualities of products should not just good, maybe different, maybe fit to the needs of the market. This is the qualities that I mean. Okay, price and financial, price of the goods that we understand, but the financial support. Or to invest in overseas, you need the finance. Finance here today, we have Exim Bank and support as not only for trading, for export the goods from Thailand. Exim Bank can support the projects. If it's good, if you have good projects, you offer them and you can talk to them. In Vietnam, Exim Bank just operate the office here, the rep office in Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah, that I think this one solution is gonna be a good choice for the Thai investor. The next one is the know-how. Know-how in terms of know-how to produce, know-how to manage. That is more important. That's mean experience. Experience. We have developed, we have passed the situation like this as of how to do business successfully in Thailand before, and you can move that, you can use that experience. That is your asset, I can say. The last one, very important for West in the countries. Some countries that like CLMV, ASEAN, or in Asia, in Africa, is a know who. Know who is know who's to help you, know who for support you. This is the factors very important for the countries that I mentioned. This is the local success. 5 factors. If you can fill this small or mediums and fill up all these kind of factors and do the business overseas, even in the hard countries, some competitive market like Vietnam. We suggest from starting for this SME. SME, we just want you to test. You have to have 2 things to do business. Finally, for investment, we means 2 kinds. We mean 2 kinds at 2 level. One is trading firms. Second is manufacturing in the country. Trading firms, you have to try the market first, know the market, then they will find out, know anyone who can help you to sell the products here, how to come here is your experience in Thailand can teach you how to do that here. Okay, first is trading, and second, establish companies. Establish what? Establish what? The trading companies. Establish the company to build a factory in the last. That is a step by step. Just follow this. For the SME, especially this one, I just suggest for the SME only. The first thing, you have to have the strong attention to come, strong attention to do this business in these countries, in Indonesia, in Vietnam, in Myanmar, in Cambodia, in Laos, for easier, solutions for easier countries. You might have its head now. Strong attention, pay strong attention. But you have to have the strong attention. Stay close to the site. Stay close to the site. Have to have experience to visit, have experience to come, have to follow information or follow law and regulations in those markets, in those countries. Stay close. If you send the trading companies, for example, when you export your products to here, you have your office representative here in the countries. You have to know about the regulation that always change. Not only Thailand, not only Vietnam or Myanmar or any place. In Vietnam, especially the regulations, the laws change rapidly. That is you to have to follow. On the on the right side, you can see the language barrier. Language is one of the things for the SME you should learn by yourself. You have to understand what they communicate. The communication is very important, and language barriers is a must. You have to apply the rule. Just don't think anything about the past, the rule, the regulations that you have experienced in the countries before, or you have experienced for the other countries. Don't think about that. Here, in the Vietnamese market, the rule regulation, maybe the understanding how to apply, that is very, very important. Many companies, even for the big companies, they all did the mistake before. So this one. And the last one, the owner should come and operate by yourself, use the cost. SME cannot hire the high salaries managers, the well-known, or anyone who has long experience, the professional. I can say that professional we cannot, right? This is the success case for the SME in Vietnam. Not only the big enterprise, big companies. These are some of small, some medium. Special text, they sell. It's a trading. For this business is trading. They set the trading office here. They send the people to sit here and represent and the company to sell the products to the factories. Vietnam is growing in electronics industry. So the products from Thailand, like fingers, gloves, many chemicals that used in the factories of this company and very in Vietnam and especially in the south of Vietnam. The Sito Vietnam, these companies export and produce the feed mills. But they are here for a long time, more than 20 years, and the success, they can compete with the big companies here when they are small. And the last one, this is construction in Thailand. They do a lot of construction in Vietnam and the small size, but they now expand. This is one of the case on three kinds of business. Okay, in here we have a association of the Thai businessmen here. They can support. They locate. The office is located in Ho Chi Minh City in the south. And if the SME Thai interested in Vietnam, Vietnamese market for trading your products or for to relocate or to expand business, your manufacturer here, the TBA, the Thai Business Association can support you, can give you a suggestion as brother can suggest a sister to expand business in Vietnam. And last but not least, we just have the idea. We have that why Vietnam is not a competitor. Vietnam should be partners to expand the business. We support like someone who said before that we can cooperate to expand, to strengthen the business, especially in terms of the supply chains. Today we have the event in Thailand. The industrial linkage between our two countries should be promoted more and more. Yes, but today I think I may besides on the answer of the question, the topics of today's. If any questions for us, we can do it anytime. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Director Tasit. May I ask some little question that we know that you just organized the matching from the Thai and the Vietnam. Can you just mention or tell us a bit about that? How success of that? Because some of the participants here already joined, and you
Yes.
said very good. Thank you.
Yes, this is one of the projects that we have done in this year. Last month, we have Thai companies, 37 companies, has many kinds of products, many kinds of investment, from logistic to food industry to supporting industry like auto parts or machineries. From Thailand, we match with the Vietnamese companies, 100 companies, 102 companies Vietnamese. We have matching 220 matching for this year, and we hope that this is not a starting point. It will be done more and more in the futures.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. And
Thank
now thank you. And thank you as we move on to the last but not least speaker. And I would like to invite Ms. Bui Thi Thuy, Deputy Director General on Enterprise Development Agency, Ministry of Planning and Investment, MPI. You're the last one, but we look forward to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time. It's welcome.
Thank you very much, Miss Madam Chair. I'm the last person to talk about investment in Vietnam today. So I'd like to share some of sorry, I'd like to share. I'd like to share.
It's okay. The situation in Vietnam now is also have the pandemic very strong as in Indonesia and Thailand as well. Meanwhile, we're waiting for the slight challenge. I think that's why we would like to thank you for the effort and the cooperation today for our speaker. Meanwhile, we're waiting. I think for the Dr. Chavalit, I think next event you may have country to have an event, right?
Đây nhưng mà nó lại từ những cái này, nó không có từ desktop.
Dr. Chavalit, are you still there?
Sorry,
While we're waiting, that's okay.
Sorry, maybe something wrong with the technical issue. So I'm sorry. I've been talk. Yeah.
You would like us to share for you, sir, ma'am? Would you like us to share for you?
Yeah.
Can you send to the BOI Hanoi or send in here?
Yeah. Okay.
If not, I'll send you in the chat room.
Yeah, I just sending to the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you help me to share?
Informa, have you got that? We haven't got it yet. Informa, can you get the PowerPoint, please?
I in the chat room, chat box.
Have you sent it?
Yeah, I already sent in the chat.
We cannot see it yet.
Right. So sorry. Yeah.
No problem.
I will talk without the slide, and we can discuss later. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah. So I'd like to update you with some of the investment policy recently. And I see that I just listened to the presentation from some of the speakers, and I think it's very good for us to the next coming time to support the linkage enterprise between Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia. So recently, there are more than 140 economies have invested in Vietnam, with a total of more than 34,000 projects. And now the accumulated registered capital reached $400.6 billion US. And recently, even because of COVID-19, we still reached 19.1 billion US dollar registered capital of FDI companies in the first 8 months of this year. So we see that it's still a lot of potential for Vietnamese market to interest the FDI from both the ASEAN countries and also the Thailand and Indonesia. As the representative from Thailand, you just told that almost of that project is coming from the medium and large company from Thailand. The SME from Thailand account only for 10%. So we hope that in the next coming year, we can increase this number. And even the Thai and Indonesia, even Vietnam is one of the big markets for the Thailand companies with many famous names in famous companies in Vietnam. But in the ranking, we see that investment from Thailand and Indonesia is still limited compared to other FDI, other countries invest in Vietnam. So now the first ranking is South Korea, the second Japan, Singapore, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and so on. The Thailand and Indonesia are still at the low rank in Vietnam. So we hope that in the next coming time, we should improve the cooperation so that is more companies from Thailand and Indonesia and ASEAN countries invest more in Vietnam. And recently, as you see, the Vietnamese enterprise and also enterprise in all over the world with a lot of difficulties because of COVID-19. In Vietnam, almost the enterprise have to delay the production, and they only can operate about 30 to 50% because in some big cities like Ho Chi Minh City and in the south of Vietnam, because of COVID-19, so many companies have to close down and also stop manufacturing and production. So in that context, Vietnamese government already issues a lot of policies to supporting the enterprise to recover from the COVID-19. We have a lot of policy to support the enterprise. Like we working with the banking sector to give soft loans to reduce the interest rate for the enterprise. And also we have the policy to reduce 30% of the business income tax, 30% of VAT for businesses who are affected by COVID-19. We also have policy to reduce the costs for business like electricity costs, internet costs, and other taxes and fees like environmental tax, transportation fee, and so on. And also, the government also work closely with enterprise to make plan to help them to recover from the pandemic, support them with the vaccine, PCR testing to come back to production as soon as possible. And beside that policy, from our agency, we are the agency for enterprise development under Ministry of Planning and Investment. And our main task is to support the SME to operate and also to develop. So we are the government agency, and 2 years ago, we already submit to the government to submit to National Assembly to issue the SME supporting law. And this law, we have the 8 main groups to support the SME from in terms of taxation, also the finance access, market access. We also support the SME in terms of human resource capacity building. We send the advisors, consultants to the SME to help them to review the business plan, to help them to make the new business plan. And also we have three programs, targeted programs to support the SME. Is the first one, we focus on support the business household to set up the business, to formalize them. The second program, we focus on to support the startup companies. And recently, the NPI also set up the National Innovation Center. And now we are working with private sector to support the startup, to giving them the premises and send them the advisor, mentors to help them to develop. And also we have also one more big program is to support the SME to join the industrial clusters and value chains. So this is one of the very big program we are implementing to support the SME. And we hope that as the representative from Thai Board of Investment, we think that in this policy we can support the Vietnamese SME to join with the value chain led by the Thai company. We see that some of the big Thai companies in Vietnam, if you can work with us to support the Vietnamese enterprise to become the vendors of your company is very good. So in the next coming time, we think we can work closely with the Thai Board of Investment to see about this policy. And we also spend some of the state budget from state budget to support the SME to join this value chain. Like we support them to testing the product, support them with the technology transfer and so on, with the human training, human resource training and others. So yes, today we do not have a lot of time, so I will stop my presentation here. Sorry, because I cannot show the presentation, but we hope that in the next time we can have more opportunities to cooperate and to work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Director General, Ms. Bui Tunin. From your speech or not presentation, I think we gonna have the cooperation together, not for the Thai SME to go for the FDI, but first of all, how to enter the market. Do you have the package on that as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you research what kind of business sector that you think will be a good opportunity apart from the chips or automotive or electronics, other sectors?
Yeah, I think some of the sector we think that is very potential to matchmaking, like supporting industries like you mentioned. I think Thailand is also very good in that, and also in some light industry like garment and textile, footwear sector, and even agriculture, food processing. I think Thailand also very good at that, and Vietnam also now. We have many small and medium companies in this sector. We can merge them to matchmaking together, and with some of other potential. So we can have the win-win operation, so that we will make the benefits both for Thai and Vietnam's company.
Okay. How about the cosmetics or the supplements in this or the health product? Is this also a good opportunity at the moment?
The cosmetic in Vietnam now, we see is more popular with some of the medium and bigger companies. For the small size company, I think in cosmetic sector it is more challenging. And now in cosmetic sector, it is more in the not production, but this is more in the how to say selling. Yeah, in Vietnam now, I think it's still not yet join into cosmetic sector. Still very new, and not many Vietnamese company have put in this sector.
Yeah, this question because some are very popular from Thai product for cosmetic. Yeah. Okay. Anything else that you would like to mention before we end up the session of this, Madam?
I think
it's over overall. Okay, so thank you very much indeed for your time. We got a fruitful information from you. Thank you so much, Deputy Director General. Okay, so I think in my part for the panel session and all the session, we thank you and we pass on to the Ms. Papasan and the end of this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, distinguished speaker and Kun Wanipa. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time the end of the seminar. So thank you very much for your participation. We hope that the seminar today has offered knowledge, insight, and information which can be applied to practical use or in your business. So thank you very much and see you next time.